All right, before we get into today's episode, just want to give a big shout out to all the Patreon subscribers. And if you want to support the show, you can go over to patreon.com/bigtruth and find out more how to financially support the show. There's a couple of different levels of patronage over there, and they all come with their own exclusive benefits and whatnot. So check it out, patreon.com/bigtruth. Just a general shout out to all the listeners, and want to thank you for tuning in and keeping this show going and growing. If you don't want to financially support the show, even though all this content is free and you get hours of it every month and blah, 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 you can at least do me a favor. If you're listening on Apple, give it a review, leave 5 stars, type in a little review on that. If you do a cool one, I'll read it on the air. Wherever else, if you listen somewhere else like Spotify or anything, YouTube or whatever, just leave a like or make sure you subscribe and just share the show with people. That way we can keep it going. That would be much appreciated. Now, if you are sitting at home or at work or wherever, and there's a gaping hole in the wall, just say there's a blank spot, right? Or literally a hole where you lost control and got in a fight with inanimate objects or threw something through the wall or whatever. We all done that. We all been there. And you don't want to patch it up. Or it's just simply, you just have a blank spot that you want to fill with some artwork. You need to go check out tattooflashcollective.com. They have everything from tattoo flash to huge poster-sized prints. They sell books, all kinds of stuff, right? So tattooflashcollective.com. Perfect if you have a tattoo shop. Perfect for a wall art for your garage, your living room, your bathroom, your apartment, your cubicle. If you work in that type of horrible environment, your office, your cell, padded or concrete. Anywhere you need to hang up something to see some cool stuff, go to Tattoo Flash Collective. They got something to fill that void for you. Now, if you use the promo code BigTruth at checkout, you get 10% off your order there. If you're a Patreon subscriber, you get even more. So it pays to be a Patreon subscriber. Now, this is just for the Massachusetts residents that ride motorcycles. This show is also sponsored by the Glassman Injury Attorneys. And if you find yourself in the unfortunate situation that you are in a motorcycle accident, you need to give them a call because they're the main dudes. They're the big kahunas. I'm trying to not curse this early in the podcast episode, or we'll get kicked off of YouTube or some bull, whatever. So anyway, but yeah, these are the dudes. Like my boy, one of my good friends works there. Dude I've known for 20-something years. He broke it all down for me. These dudes are absolutely legit. I don't put my name on someone unless they're legit. All right, so you gotta get Glassman, right? So someone rear ends you, or is like shoving a donut down their throat while they're posting on Instagram and and like not looking at the road, and they swerve into your lane and push you over into another lane, or they stop short in front of you and you got to lay it down. Whatever the situation is, you got to get Glassman. So you call them at the easiest number ever to remember, 617, which everyone in Massachusetts knows is the Boston area code, or one of the Boston area codes, and then all sevens. So it's 617-777-7777. Now, I didn't know this, but make sure you see you got up to 3 years to file a case. So if something happened a couple of years ago and you've just been mulling about it, give Glassman a call. It's a free and private consultation. Even if you're got a case and your lawyer's just slacking, got to get Glassman. All right, 617-777. Excuse me. This I'm drinking some Leinenhugels German Weiss beer. It's summer, right? But yeah, 617-777-7777. All right. Also, for the general New England motorcycle riders and the world riders, right? Check out my shop, Chopperhead, over at, if you're local, come by, 13 County Road, East Freetown, Massachusetts. We're a full brick and mortar motorcycle shop. I don't edit this stuff, so you're going to hear all the ugly messes up. All the ugly messes up. I'm special. Yeah, you're gonna hear it all. So I'm not going through and editing any of that out. So yeah, full brick and mortar motorcycle shop. So you come in, we got a parts counter, we got a showroom, we got a little area with helmets and riding apparel and whatnot, swag gear, shop shirts. Then the back is a full service motorcycle shop. So whether you need an oil change or a full custom build, we do it all. Any year Harley, we do it. So check us out, chopperhead.com. Now, but if you're not local, go to chopperhead.com, spelled CHOPPAHEAD, right? And you can hook up, you can grab some swag. I have some parts and stuff on there, right? But we're set up with everybody. So if you don't see what you want, just give us a call, 508-995-6764. If you want more information about the podcast, just go to bigtruthpodcast.com. Two things, don't forget, we got the merch store open, so you can get some swag and, look awesome for the summer. Or, also, and the other new thing is YouTube, right? So any of these shows that I'm doing remote, meaning not here in-house, I'm also through StreamYard posting them on YouTube, because for some reason, some people like to watch podcasts. So you can go subscribe over at YouTube. It's just at The Big Truth Podcast. And you can watch us. So without further ado, we're going to jump into it today. I got my man Mikey Revolt, who you know from Lowbrow Customs and Forever the Chaos Life and Fuel Show and everything like that. So we're going to get into it right now.
The Big Truth Podcast. Laying down the hatches! Get ready!
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.
All right, broadcasting, well, not live, but sort of live. Me and Mikey are talking live, but you guys are going to see this at a later date. But yeah, I got Mikey here with me, Mikey Revolt, who you may know from Forever the Chaos Life or Lowbrow Customs or the Fuel Show. Whoa, what the?
I got some balloons, man. Check that out.
Did you do that?
Crazy. Yeah, look at that. We're getting crazy.
Yeah, all right. I didn't know if I was doing that. I was like, how the hell am I doing that? I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
I'm not doing anything. I just put the peace signs up and we're getting stuff. I think you do this. I get a heart or something. Look at that. It's like a magic over here.
What is it? What do you got? Some AI stuff going on? Is this some lowbrow AI shit that we don't know about that you're gonna unveil?
I have no clue.
Is that literally just some weird shit that just happens now? Like if you do,
I guess. Yeah, it's a Mac update or something.
Don't do it for me.
I don't know. Maybe it's my Mac. I don't fucking know.
Right.
Look, we're just sending love from Ohio,
I can't do it. All right, but so maybe I got to update. Or something. Oh, is this the new Mac AI stuff? Is that what's going on?
I think so, maybe.
Oh yeah, I didn't update yet.
I just got a new MacBook Pro for work, so that's what we're on right now for editing purposes. You know me, editing video. They change it every 6 months, so I got to keep up and up on the updates.
Yeah.
So
I got a new one too, but I got it like 4 months ago, so I don't think I've updated and can't do the AI stuff yet. But for those that are listening to this the traditional way, you might want to go to the YouTube channel and see the magic that Mikey is making right now. And that's the benefit of video. Like I don't get it. Like I had to start integrating video. But I guess apparently a lot of people like to watch podcasts. I don't know why. I listen.
It's like TV, I guess. You know what I mean? You're having an interaction between two people. And I think what had changed too was my dog is barking right now. I think what has changed too is the pandemic. Everyone was doing this for so long, for like almost a year, where they were all Zoom calling. Everyone was working. So now people are just used to watching this kind of interaction, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'm noticing that we have a commonality here, and we got a lot more gray in both of our beards than the last time you were on the podcast, and because you were on pretty early on, I think, right? Fairly early.
I think like 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, I think.
Oh, it wasn't that long. It hasn't been that long.
No, 4 years ago.
I think the podcast is 3 or 4.
Okay.
Three or
So, yeah, I
four.
was very
You,
early into it.
you in the first year for sure. But
But yes, this whole middle has just gotten grayer and grayer and grayer.
it's weird how it works. Like you can't see. Like mine's the opposite. It stayed black here, and it's whiter on the outsides. So together we have one colored beard and one gray beard.
Yes.
We'll do a show at Fuel this year and do an expo on that.
We gotta measure out which one's longer. I think mine might be longer than yours. I don't
I
know.
think yours is longer. Mine just stops right here. I don't cut it. It just stays right here. I don't trim it.
I don't
It
trim
doesn't-
mine either. I don't mess with it, and it's stayed about this length the last 4 or 5 years. I've had it for almost 10 years now. So
Yeah, same here. It just stays right here. So I'm like, all right, whatever. The way the light is going is not doing me any favors. This is making this look a lot more gray than it really is. But I don't have professional light. I'm here at Chop It to throw a little sight before the veil. There's the shop behind us.
oh man, there's probably people working back there.
yeah. No, I gotta do it after hours because the shop's too loud and crazy during the day, and too many people come in. And I should do a live one from the shop while the shop is open, just so people can see.
That'd be neat. Yeah, see what's
funny
going
what
on, what you
happened.
guys are working on, and
Yeah.
people love looking in shops. We did with Lowbrow, we did a Martian Machine like cribs episode. Basically, I took cameras in like they were like on cribs, and they walked us through the entire shop, what goes on in each station, and
Oh, that's cool.
people love that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love seeing process videos. Plus, we're all voyeurs, right? Like we're all garage guys, and we want to see what everyone else has got and how they got
you
it.
want to see the cool lift that someone has that you don't have. You're like, how did they get that lift? Or whatever.
Yeah. What's
Whatever.
that? Yeah, find that. Yeah. So what's been going on, man? I know we got a couple big things to talk about, and but before we get into that, what else has been up, man? Like, are you working on some new photography stuff? I know you're always working on stuff, but like, what do you got going on photography wise right now?
I shoot all the time at Lowbrow, so it's like nonstop trying to create and be creative, and it gets hard some days. And then I've been really videoing, like tons of video. Everything's video. So lots of how-to tech tip videos and product placement videos and product, how to use products and all that stuff. That's been my main focus the last couple of years. But when I go on a trip by myself or with my wife or we're out and about, I've actually kind of put the camera down a little bit. I've kind of just.
I was just gonna ask that. I was gonna say, like, doing it all day, every day for work, has it like affected how you do it, like recreationally or like personally outside of doing it for Lowbrow?
My wife just sadly said yes because she loved me taking photos of her all the time, and and just in general, we're just taking photos like at dinner or something or whatever, or we're going roller skating, and I don't want to take a photo all the time. So it bums her out a little bit, but it's like when I'm off, I'm off. You know what I mean? I want to relax, turn off my brain, and also I've just tried to live in the moment a little more and just not think about photography every single second of the day because it gets draining. So
Sure, but you get your fix of it through the day. So then like you said, you can live life after work.
Yeah. One of the biggest projects we just finished up was Saturday Sportster 2. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but me and Tim Ferrucci from Ferrucci Fabrications built an entire Ironhead, 1969 Ironhead from the ground up, basically starting with a motor and a frame. And I filmed the entire process, but with Tim also went through like what parts do we want to use? How do we want to paint it? Me and him the whole time were talking about the entire process. And it took us about 2 years to film and do because we had other things going on. He moved shops, Tyler's race seasons and stuff, because Tim actually works on the race bikes with them too. So it took a while, and it came out really great. And I'm really proud of it to be able to show people how to build a bike from start to finish and like really explain everything. I went at it as like not knowing anything and going, hey, Tim, what would an average Joe ask this question? And like, what the hell are you doing here? Or asking. And so he would explain more thoroughly than just kind of doing it. And I really think it resonated well with a lot of people. And I'm pretty proud of it. So that's probably the biggest thing that we just finished up and wrapped up a little bit ago. And I'm pretty proud of. So
awesome, man. And how long is the final product, the final video?
17 episodes, which is insane. It's a lot. And they're all anywhere from 30 minutes to 45 minutes. A couple of them are an hour. And we even show you how to wire the bike, like from start to finish. Like we don't skip steps. Like obviously we're not showing you wiring every little grommet, but we're explaining the process of how you're needing to route them all. And a lot of people don't show that stuff when they're oh, we wired the bike and it's done. You know what I mean? Like
poof. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah.
So we actually explain like where to find cool wiring diagrams so you can mock up your own and then draw your own up. And it's a process, but it was cool and it was awesome to do. And I hope to see some people building bikes after that, series, which is neat. So
or building a better constructed bike.
Yeah, you never know. Like they would say, "Oh, that's stupid. I want to do something better," but that inspired me to get started on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it gives people, definitely, it gives people a place, like, because not everyone knows everything about bikes, obviously, and not everyone has someone that they can go to that can help them. Especially if you're in some remote area and you don't know anyone around you, like something like this will really help you. And especially a lot of people need to see it. And it's like, looking at old manuals helps so much, but seeing it, the whole process is definitely going to be something that helps a lot of people, I'm sure.
Yeah, the visual learning has always been big for me. When I see it, it helps me learn a lot too. The books I read and I go, well, that doesn't make sense. Even though it does, it's just my brain is dyslexic and I don't compute sometimes. So
sometimes the books make sense after you already know it, and then you go back and look at the book and you're like, yeah, that's right. Like, but the other thing too is that even if someone's not building an iron head, it at least shows you the principles and like the structure of things, and you can apply that to whatever it is you're working on. And obviously the wiring on, if you're working on like a modern bike, the wiring is going to be completely different. But if you're building a period chopper from that time frame, like pretty much here's what the components are and here's how you hook them up. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, here's 10 wires and you're good to go.
Yeah. This is what you use them for. Yeah.
Yeah. An EFI bike, good luck. Like see you later, man. Yeah. That's a whole nother ball game, which not to let the cat out of the bag too much, but we're working on some big EFI Sportster project stuff too, coming out in the next very, very soon. We already have full frames from Jesse from Gasbox. But we're going to make it a lot easier for people to be able to build those because they're a dime a dozen now. You can get it, 2007, 2008 Sportster for $3-4 grand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, to chop it up, it's difficult right now because that wiring harness and all that shit. If you don't know how to delete it and get rid of some of that security stuff, but Lowbrow will be helping people getting those on the road as choppers very soon.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, because that is the biggest issue when you're building a modern chopper from an existing bike is like what to delete and how to delete it, because there's a lot of sensors and a lot of weird stuff on it that people that you don't want to keep on it. Like you don't need especially like the sensor for like if the bike tips over and stuff and shuts off, like you don't need that.
Or like new mototards have like kickstand sensors. Like who the fuck?
Yeah, that stuff. Yeah. You're gonna learn not to ride your bike with your kickstand down the hard way or the easy way. Like you don't need a sensor to tell you that it's on. That it's down.
For real.
I feel like that's an easy lesson that you don't need a sensor for. But so yeah, man. Speaking of Lowbrow, and I know the title, like this is big news, right? It's 20 years.
Yeah, 20-year anniversary from Tyler starting it in his garage in his little old Hinkley house. You and him are OGs when it comes to Triumph stuff, and that's why we started. It was just we couldn't find Triumph shit anywhere, so he's like, there's got to be a better way. So we started ordering it from people and started Lowbrow. And looking back at the website back 20 years ago, it's so crazy how the evolutions have changed. And then you look at the pictures of his garage and how it's changed, and now we're in a 25,000 square foot warehouse. You know what I mean? That's just wild. It's bananas to think about his progression and all that jazz. And
it's funny too, because how we first met was on this like such early days of the internet. There was like a Triumph choppers like list and like an email list. So people would post stuff on the email list and it would just go out to all the people on the email, right? It was before there was like
Jockey Journal and all that shit.
Social media. There wasn't no blogs or social media or like that type of stuff. And then, all that stuff came later, and it's like, so I met Tyler back in those days because we were on the same Triumph Chopper or Triumph Triumph Chopper mail list, and that's how we got connected with Englishmen from the Horse and all that stuff. It was super old days, like 20 something years ago. And I remember Tyler just getting started. I got a piece of history I can show you, but I'll send you pictures of it later. I don't know if you guys have any over there, but in the early days we did a collabo Chopperhead Lowbrow 4x6 promo card to put in the Chopperhead orders and the Lowbrow orders. So there's Chopperhead on one side and Lowbrow on the other. It's pretty funny.
If it was while Longhair was there, I guarantee it's in the archives. We have a whole archive of basically like a safe of just everything that's ever been printed or stickers and everything. We try to keep everything, even though Tyler goes through once a year and kind of throws shit away. You'll see Longhair like, no, don't throw that away. Don't throw that away. Like, you got to archive that, so.
Yeah.
Tyler doesn't like keeping a lot of things, and Jason's the opposite. Jason's pretty funny because he's a memorabilia nut. He's a super Metallica fan. He's actually overseas in Europe right now, seeing his like 150th show of Metallica or whatever it is. He got that like super ticket. It was like what, $3,000, and you could see Metallica for the next 2 years or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like unlimited shows, however many shows they play. If you pay $3,000, you get to see all of them. So he's doing all the Europe shows, and then when they come to America, he's been seeing them in America. It's nuts.
That's crazy.
His house is a museum of just Metallica and like Kiss shit. Like he's the perfect guy for Lowbrow to have an archive of all Lowbrow stuff.
Yeah, of course. He should be the archivist. Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, totally send me a picture of that. That'd be cool to see. I'll look and see if we have that in archive with that.
Yeah. I'll and I think I have one for sure because it was hanging up here, and I was like, I saw it, but if I have more and you guys don't have one, I'll send one for sure. I'm sure I got another one kicking around somewhere. Yeah, ours wouldn't fly today, and oh no, it might. I don't know. You'll see. It's some punk rock shit, right?
Yeah. 20 years ago was 20 years ago.
Yeah. It was probably like 15 years ago, 17 years ago, something. It was wild. Do you guys have anything planned to celebrate the 20th?
Yeah, we're doing a big giveaway this year. We're doing what they call a Lowbrow golden ticket. We came up with this in a marketing meeting. Like, wouldn't it be cool if you like open up your order and you got like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory golden ticket, right? And
yeah.
We're all laughing about it. And then we hit up Martian Machine and we said, hey man, can you cast up a golden ticket with a logo and this and that? And he fucking knocked it out of the park. Tyler Marr just knocked it out of the park. It's like a 12-inch by 6-inch wide, almost an inch thick brass and mixed metal thing. It looks gold. He like polishes them up, and we hand number them. He hand stamped every single one. We're doing 20 of them for 20 years. And if you get one of those in your box, you win $1,000 gift card to Lowbrow Customs. So he's giving away $20,000 in product basically this year as a celebration and thank you to the customers. And it's pretty amazing to, he already gives back so much when it comes to sponsoring everyone's little show to big shows to just even like a build, like somebody needs help, he's gonna help out. But to then give away $20,000 of pure product is nuts. So
yeah, especially when you guys sell a lot of stuff. Isn't like that Lowbrow didn't make, like, because you distribute a lot of people, like you sell our oil tanks and different stuff. So like, so that's cool, man. So if you order a t-shirt and the package comes and it weighs about 10 pounds, there's a pretty good chance that you might have one of those fuckers in there.
For sure. I think we picked one person that ordered like a patch once. Yeah. It was like, that guy's winning. Like, it was just like, that was it. And he was like, I just ordered a patch. What the fuck? Like, that's crazy. So, but that makes a customer for life. You know what I mean? Like, he might have ordered only once, but now he's going to order forever from us. And he's going to have a plaque on his wall. Yeah.
He's going to have a good start on a bike build with $1,000,
or he's going to have a really cool jacket.
Yeah. He's going to have every patch there ever was. Like,
it's just littered. He's going to have 3 jackets just littered of patches.
How fucking funny would it be if that dude just bought $1,000 of patches, like just wiped you guys out of patches and then started his own patch store?
Oh man, so silly.
Yeah, we're not going to give them ideas, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't give them too many.
But so yeah, man, that's rad, dude. 20 years. It's weird how time flies, especially because when we're in this stuff, like, I don't know how to explain. I was telling people, I was like, motorcycle stuff and punk rock stuff is like the Peter Pan theory, because it keeps you young, and so you don't realize how long shit's been around, like, and how long we've been all doing this stuff. You know what I mean? Until you sit back and be like, damn, 20 years, shit. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's just wacky, dude.
I hit 9 years at Lowbrow as of May, so I've been there 9 years, and it doesn't feel like it. I feel like it's been like 4, if that. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, next year will be 10 years, and for me being there, and it's just awesome to see the progression, you know, of how we're just keep on going and doing what we love and doing what we do. You know, we're not trying to be other people, we're not trying to be other companies. We've set out to do what we want to do and what we think's cool, and we carry parts from companies that we really believe in and that are cool guy chopper shit that not a lot of people have. You know what I mean? We're not just pulling everything out of the drag catalog. You know what I mean? Like, we're really trying to curate and make cool decisions to make people's bikes fucking cool. You know what I mean?
And it's, you guys have always supported more of the independent manufacturers and the independent shops. Like, of course, there's stuff, you know, like you said, you're not pull everything out of the drag, but there is some stuff you can only kind of get from there or other distros. But by and large, most of your catalog is made of stuff that either you guys are making or like other independent or like, you know, manufacturers out, which is cool, man.
Yeah, we're striving really hard, especially after the pandemic too, to make a lot of shit in Ohio. Like, we're trying to really make a lot of stuff in Ohio with companies that we work with. We don't have an actual machine shop in our shop. We're more of a distributor / e-commerce, but we have a lot of partners and a lot of people that we work with in Cleveland and in what is that called? Whatever little suburbs or whatever outside skirts of Cleveland. We have different companies that are out, you know, all around that we work with, and we're trying to make as much stuff as we can in Ohio. So
yeah, man, that's important. You know, we try and do that too. You know what I mean? As much as we can. First in house, and then what we can't get, like, we outsource to like people in the local community, like, and then like the state in general. Then as long as it's in the United States, even, you know, that's cool. Like, and then, you know, whatever, you know, you do what you can. Unfortunately, you can't make everything. You know what I mean?
It's impossible. No one would buy our gas tanks if we could make gas tanks in America.
Yeah, no one's gonna spend $700. Yeah,
like $750 to $1,000 to stand. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, no one's gonna pay that.
No,
so,
I mean,
there's the one nut job that might, and then he'll make it his own, but like, that's not sufficient, and that's not going to make business, you know?
Yeah. People don't even want to pay that anymore for like a handmade one-off anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Especially because there's so many cool $200 tanks, like what that you can take that and use it as a starting ground and customize it, you know, to suit. But, which is a cool thing to me. Like, you know, every tank I ever loved is like in production still. I can go get a peanut wassail or a fucking banana wassail or a fucking whatever, you know what I mean? They're all there, you know, it's like someone's doing it, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. So let's talk about the other big thing, which is fuel that's coming up the end of the month. Was it the 27th?
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
I know. Like, you don't even. This is like you're off work. Like, you're like, I don't want to talk about this right now.
Yeah. Fuel Cleveland. It's a motorcycle show that Jesse from the Gas Box, myself, and Tyler from Lowbrow started back in 2015. We're on our 9th show. We would have been 10 if the pandemic didn't happen. This would have been the 10th, but we're at our 9th show. So next year we'll have a 10-year anniversary, big blowout. But this year's 9 years, still going to be bitching. You're coming down. So I'm really stoked on that. Chop Ahead's going to be there. So make sure to come follow all his social media antics, and maybe we'll jump some mini bikes in front of his booth or something. You've never done that before.
All the security on me, like. What was funny is when we were doing that at the horse thing, like they were like touting it the first day. You could tell they were promoting it, they were reposting it and blah blah blah. And then the next day it was like the lawyers must have got called or something, and they were like, no. It was like right before the jump of death. It was like all of a sudden all the security showed up, and like, put the kibosh down, but whatever. But
That shit was funny as hell.
we're just trying to do dumb shit and have a good
Yeah.
time. That's all, like, but yeah,
feel
like
free
Fuel is one of my favorite shows. Like, if not my favorite show, like I was saying, it was like last year was the only year I missed due to extraneous circumstances. But I've been at all the other ones, and it's been awesome, and it's been great to see the evolution of it. And I missed seeing at the new location, but went to every other location, which it's always been a good time and always been a well curated and well managed show. So kudos to you guys on that. But yeah, man, I'm stoked to see what's in store. What's some of the things that are going to be happening at the show this year, man?
Well, I'll say bring your walking shoes. There's 90 acres, so this place is humongous. It's very, very large. Basically, we have a ride-in show where everyone rides in. If you ride a motorcycle, you do not have to pay to park it, and you don't pay to get in the show. It's still completely free, which is awesome. And if you do ride in a cage, as some may call it, or a car with family members or anything like that, you will have to pay $10 for parking. That's just one of the things. But hey, you're bringing a whole bunch of people, $10 to park your car because you couldn't ride your motorcycle in. It is what it is. But we don't charge anything at the gate for the show or anything like that. So the show's still free. The motorcycles last year, we counted on a clicker, every single one that rolled in. Over 6,700 motorcycles rolled into the show. So you're going to see from your normal Fat Bob Ultra Glides, but then you're also going to see crazy, awesome vintage bikes from all over the country that we couldn't even invite because we only have so much room to put in the show. Every year I go in that ride-in show, and you could spend hours there just picking out really cool bikes. You know what I mean? And it's just cool also look at the license plates and see who and where they rode from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's that. And then because we have such a large area, we were able to add vintage vans to the mix. So we have old shaggin' wagons, the 70s with the carpets and all the crazy nine. And one of the vans this year actually has a mocktail bar. So you'll be able to get your mocktail on and have different kind of cool, fancy umbrella drinks and shit like that, and coffee. And another van's going to be selling weed, I think, because it's legal in the Ohio now. So all kinds of cool shit with that, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the legalities of it, but I'm like, sure, whatever you got to do to sell Delta 9. I don't fucking know. Who knows?
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
You got a van that's selling weed, but then you got a van that's selling mocktails.
Yeah, and it's because the venue is selling alcohol, so I can't step on the alcohol toes.
I get you. No, I know how that goes.
He wanted to sell alcohol and mocktails, and I'm like, dude, I can't step on my venue. They're the ones selling alcohol. Part of the deal is they get the alcohol sales. We get other stuff. So
yeah, sure.
So couldn't have him selling alcohol, but he is making fancy ass mocktails and really great coffee and espressos. So it'll be cool.
And I just want to say, it's a free show, so don't be a cheap ass and try and smuggle all kinds of stuff in.
Yeah,
Go buy stuff.
Yeah, support the vendors. There's over 60 vendors in this event. I keep growing every year. It's insane how many vendors we get for this. There's an entire vendor village. Go see. There's from jewelry to motorcycle parts to candy to a little bit of everything this year. So make sure to support those guys. Bring cash. There is an ATM in the main building, but if that's it, like a lot of the self-service out there sucks because you're in the middle of nowhere. So bring a lot of cash if you're coming out. The other thing,
bring cash anyway, because cash is still not. Whenever you spend cash with a independent vendor, you are not giving money to big banks and credit card processing fees and that stuff. It keeps it all with that person, the business you're supposed to be supporting.
Yeah, for sure. Like you're giving PayPal 4% every time you swipe that card or whatever. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And that adds up. So I yell at people all the time that come in the shop that like buy like a kickstand spring and they're like going to pay with a credit card. I'm like, dude, you don't got $7 in your pocket. What's wrong with you? Like you're a grown ass man without $7 in your pocket. Like, what are you going to do? Like,
you're a grown up. Go.
Yeah, you're a grown up.
You get.
I don't know if you noticed, there's some places that try not to take cash anymore at all. And I'm like, bro, this is legal tender. Like, you got to take it. I don't care if you say you don't take cash. Like,
that's nuts. I mean, why wouldn't you take cash?
I don't know. They like to lick the IRS boot. I don't know. I don't
As
know why.
apparently they love paying taxes. Like,
Yeah, they love paying taxes and they love paying big banks for credit card processing fees. I don't know. People have weird fetishes.
whatever you're into.
Some people like feet. Some people like big banks and the IRS. I don't know.
We're not kink shaming here at Big Truth Podcast.
No.
Whatever you're into.
I am kink shaming. I will kink shame the people that have a weird thing for the IRS. So I don't, not to derail this, but sorry. Yeah, go ahead, man.
So what else you can expect at Fuel is obviously motorcycles. You're going to get anywhere from a 1905 Curtis that's going to be there this year, all the way up to a 2023 Land Moto electric bike, which is a Cleveland motorcycle company that's doing e-bikes that go 60, 75 miles an hour, which are really neat. You can go off-road, on-road with them. There's just a little bit for everybody. I try to do some cafe style racers. You got, dual sport action, tons of choppers though. You know me and you know what Lowbrow represents. We're all about the choppers. So you're going to see a ton of vintage choppers that have a lot of wicked style and a lot of cool doodads and trinkets and whatever they put on them. So it's a motorcycle show, you know what I mean? So that's it. That's the heart of it all. I think that we have 115 or 120 on the list. Obviously about 10% usually drop off. So there'll be a good 100 motorcycles of high class, really interesting, or have just really good stories. This one kid came to our show 5 years ago or 6 years ago. He was 13. So he's 18 now. And when he saw that show, he told his dad, I want to build a chopper. And he progressed and bought a Honda and he bought this and he bought that. And he started building stuff and taking shit apart. And then he actually built a Harley chopper. This is like third build. And he's like, he thought it was worthy enough to be in the show. And he emailed me and wrote all this stuff. Like, I went to this show back in 2015 or whatever it was, 2017. And I was so inspired. And here's my build. I hope you guys like it. And I was like, no shit, dude. Like, yeah, come. You're invited to the show. So we invited him out and he's stoked. I'm stoked. I that's the whole reason why we started the show, was one, to give a platform for builders in the Midwest and East Coast to have a place to show off, but then also to inspire the youth in our area, because without the kids getting involved in this stuff, it's just going to die. So make choppers cool again, I guess.
Yeah. And what's cool, man, is that there's like every region has like a couple of shows now like that are cool as fuck. You know what I mean? Like when you guys started Fuel, there wasn't many, or if any, like,
it was Brooklyn Invitational, which was expensive as fuck. No, there's that AI shit again. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's Brooklyn Invitational. There was Born Free and Mama Tried just started. Like literally, those are the three big shows. And the only one that we would go to all three of them, but like going to California, fuck, man, that's 3,000 miles away, and you're spending $4 or $5 grand, and it's like that's an arm and a leg to get out there. We love the Born Free guys, but like, just can't make it feasible every year. So we wanted to do something where we could do it in Cleveland in the middle. Like we're in the middle of, 2 hours to 3 hours away from 7 major cities: Indianapolis, Detroit, Columbus, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Pittsburgh. Like we are right in the heart of it all. And all those people come to this show and they all showcase their bikes. And I feel like we're a good middle ground for that. So.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anything new this year? That was like any new were there vans last year? Because like I said,
we've had vans,
so I didn't see it.
Yeah, we've had vans for the last 2 years at this venue, so there'll still be some vans. We were talking to this hot rod community and / like classic car show that actually started doing their show at Hale because they came to Fuel Cleveland and saw how cool it was, and like, can we do a car show here? So they started doing it. So we reached out to those guys and asked if they wanted to maybe curate 10 or 12 cars from last year's show and put it in as well, just to add a little different flavor. I'm not sure if that's happening yet. I'm still waiting on a confirmation. But other than that, not really, other than there'll be a lot of new vendors that you haven't seen before. And every year I don't repeat motorcycles in the show. So you'll never see a repeated motorcycle from any of the previous shows. So that's always a new one. The vans, there's not so many vans around in this area, so that you might see a few repeats on the vans. There's nothing I can do about it, but And then the other thing is it's 2 days. It's last year was the first year we did for 2 days. I'm really glad we did because it rained half the day on Saturday, which sucked. But
Yeah.
everyone piled in Saturday morning anyway in the rain. They didn't give a shit. Everyone was wet and having like mud people fight, kind of thing, and it was fun. And Sunday it was sunny as hell, and everyone that was scared of the rain Saturday piled in Sunday. So I was really grateful for the 2 days, and we kept that format as well. So it also just gives people the option to relax and not have to go in right away on Saturday. You know what I mean? They can come in on Sunday if they need to. So if they have shit going on. There's a lot of stuff going on in the Midwest that weekend, and I've been telling all of them make it a whole motorcycle weekend. You can go to that event for a while, ride out to ours. It's completely free, and then you can ride back to your other event or whatever that you're doing, camp out, because there's a couple camping things going on. It's like, do whatever you need to do, but come out to fuel. It's free, So
Absolutely, man. It's weird too because it's like, with all the shutdowns and everything that we had a couple of years ago, there was a couple of years where nothing was going on. Now there's so much shit going on, and it's all like there'll be nothing for like a week, and then like the next weekend there's like 5 things going on, and you got to make choices and stuff. But like
you were saying, there's so many shows now. Like when we started, there was not many to do, and I think it's part to do with people want to do their own thing and they want to try it and start something and see their area look as cool as what it is at Fuel Cleveland or at the Cheap Thrills event. They want to make their own kind of version of that, and I respect it. I think it's cool. One of the other cool shows that's out right now is Kurt DeCiro's Pittsburgh Glory Days. I love that show, and that came out of nowhere. And when it first came out, I was like, man, this is great. It's great for his city. It still pulls people from my show and vice versa. And like everyone just gets to intermingle. And it's almost like a little tour now of like different shows you can go to and see all your friends, which it used to be back in the day like that. So.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The other question is, what are the pre-parties and the after parties this year?
So that's the pre-party, we got one of our main sponsors, Hall of Fame Harley Davidson. They're out of Cuyahoga Falls. They are doing a 4 to 7 mini pre-party. American Metal is another sponsor. They're going to be serving their whiskey there, also serving beer, bikini bike washes if you're into that. I didn't know that was still a thing, but they're going to have a bikini bike wash there and then live music. So that'll be going from 4 to 7. And then we need to find a bar in the area in Cuyahoga Falls. It's like I think there's a little tiki bar down there and some other cool ones. I got to find the address and put that up on the website in the next week or so, but there'll be a pre-party there on Friday. And then Saturday, we're doing a lowbrow keg party, just like we do at Mama Tried. It is free beer till the kegs run out. So that is at American Legion Post 19. That is in Akron, Ohio, maybe 5 minutes from the venue. A nice little rip through the park to the Akron. And you get to American Legion, and I believe Lowbrow is buying 2 kegs, and that's free till it runs out. And that always just gets people turned up, have fun. And then once you had 1 or 2 free drinks, then you're going to go buy 5 more. And I don't know if you've ever partied in Ohio, beer is super cheap. It's not like Canada or like, New York City prices. It's, $2 for a fucking Black Label still, you know what I mean? So
yeah. Rad, man. Don't tell anyone where that tiki bar is. I don't want to get it all blown out. Just shoot me that address, and I'll curate a special party. I'm just kidding.
No, good. We can do it. We can do a chop ahead tiki bar.
I love tiki bars, dude. I love it. Even though I can't drink all the drinks because I can't do like things with pineapple juice, and a lot of the tiki drinks do. But I always find a couple.
Are you allergic to pineapple? Is that what
no. It's just I get like super like acid reflux from it, so it must be some kind of like weird allergy or something to it. But yeah, I can't do pineapple. Sucks.
You got to actually skin the pineapple to eat it. You don't want to eat the whole thing. That's
no. But it's very weird that you knew that. Like, why?
I just feel like we've had this conversation before. Yeah. One of the smokeouts or something.
So yeah.
Some girl was like, "Hey, have this fruity drink," and you're like, "Is there pineapple in it?" And I was like, "What are you allergic?" Because you were like, "Oh, ew, I don't want that."
Yeah. That's funny as hell. I miss the glory days of the smokeout. That used to be such a wild and like fun show. Like the first, like, I don't know, 8 years of it or so.
It was bananas. Like,
I heard it was good. You know, I haven't gone to it now that Chris and Cycle Source took it over,
yeah.
but I'm very interested in checking it out. But I didn't go this year. Or did it already happen, or it's
Yeah,
about to happen?
they have one coming up in August.
All right, I knew it was coming up. Yeah.
Or no, September. Sorry, it's like the first week in September. We're
Yeah.
going to be Lowbrow. We're going to be at World of Speed, I believe. Tyler, myself, and Greg, and a few others. But we also signed up to do Smoke Out. So Jeff Wells, who used to be with Super Trap, is now with us. He works for Lowbrow, and our chief executive officer Dan, and I think one other person are going to go to the Smoke Out event. So we'll be in 2 different places the same week, which is pretty neat. We usually don't do that too much. So, but they went last year and they said it was a great time. The V&M guys were down there, and yeah, they had a hell of a good time. It's still got that essence of fun, and lots of bands, lots of good, like Chris and Heather kill it when it comes to organization and doing good things for the community. I actually was just on their podcast a couple days ago. So,
hell yeah, man.
Their shop talk or whatever. So good people. Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to Chris and Cycle Source fam. Yeah, dude. So I'm blanking out here on something. There was something I wanted to ask you. Are you doing any follow-ups to the Forever the Chaos Life, or are you kind of putting that on hold for now? I know you were talking about doing some more, or doing
getting some of the assets together for this show, or in the other show that I just did. I was like going through, I'm like, fuck, I have so much photography I need to go through. And like we just talked about earlier, like I get home, I turn off, I don't want to think about it, but I just need to take like maybe a 2-week vacation that I'm actually not vacationing. I'm like working for myself, and just put it together. Or like during the holiday when we're really slow, maybe that would be an option to get something together. Cause I have from 2017 till now, tons of motorcycles that haven't been graced the pages of magazines, or you only saw like 5 shots in a magazine. And I have so many other shots. And also my Nepal trip with with the motorcycle Sherpa and Bear. Yeah. I had 2 weeks on the road with him, which was insane.
That's probably its own book.
Oh, for real. There's, I think, 3,000, 4,000 shots to go through on that alone.
That's going to be wild, man. I have like ADHD, like that, you just saying having to go through 4,000 shots just from one trip. Like that gave me such anxiety when you just said that. I was like, oh my God, like how the fuck? That's why, like, I love doing video shit, but I can't edit it, because like editing video is like the ultimate anxiety for like AD, because there's so many paths you can take, but 4,000 camera shots, photographs to go through. God damn, dude.
Even an event could be 1,000 or 2,000 shots. And it's like a lot, you know? I've been working the last.
This way, right? You got 120 bikes in the show, right?
Yeah.
And that's not including the ride-in bikes. So you're probably going to take 400 or 500 shots of just the bikes. Never mind everything else.
I'm not taking anything. David Carlo is our staff photographer for the last, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. He's been doing it. And I'm super grateful for that dude. He's always just on it. He wants to be a part of it. And he is one of the hardest working photographers in this industry. Like I have mad respect for him. He will be pouring sweat. Like it looked like it rained outside, and it's not raining. It's just him. Yeah. And he's just running around with his head cut off. And he loves it. And I love him for it.
That dude's an asset, man. That dude, shout out to Dave, man. Cause he gets it done quick. Yep. And efficiently and well, like, because he's always like, all right, come on, man, like, let's do a couple shots, and you do it, and you're like, all right, this is gonna be dumb, because it's like whatever, like we just did it for 30 seconds, you know what I mean? Then it's like he'll show you the picture later, and it's like, and he keeps in touch with everybody too. He's like, oh, here's your shot, and it's like, god damn, dude, how are you keeping track of all this shit?
Yeah, he's very organized, and he's very good at what he does, and I have mad respect for that dude, and I'm just grateful that he wants to work with us all the time. So
yeah.
He's a good one.
Forgot about Dave. Yeah, because like I said, I wasn't there last year. So, but yeah, man. So stoked. We got 20-year anniversary. You got the fuel. What else is going on, man?
Tyler's hoping to break records, and I've been filming that for the last 3.5 years. He wrecked in 2022 on his duel, which was the first time it was ever out in the saw that wrecked. We had a issue with the front end or the front wheel. I think there was something wrong with the front end, but they had to strip that bike completely and from every bolt and nut, get all the salt off of it. You know what I mean? Like, because salt eats away everything.
Yeah.
So all the bolts had to be replaced. Everything has to be replaced. And then you have to go back through inspection and show them like everything's back to normal. You know what I mean? Like, so they took their time rebuilding that motorcycle and really did it well. And then Tyler learned some more engine magic. I don't know what he does, how he does what he does, but somehow he's upped the horsepower a ton. And we were in Arkansas the last 2 years, and he's upped it and upped it and upped it. So he's ready for Bonneville this year, and I can't wait to film this because we did that Redemption movie, and this is like Redemption 2 because it was like he wrecked on that duel, you know, and he didn't know if he was going to race again because he was just, you know, worried about his wife and like kids and his youngest daughters was only like 2 at the time, you know what I mean, or 3 at the time, I think. No, she was 2, but like that's all scared him. So he's like, I don't know if I want to race again, and then to go back and start doing it, and it's really fucking cool. I don't know how great the documentary is going to be at all, but I just know I have a ton of footage to go through. So like when we were just talking about 4,000 photos, I have 5 or 6 races of week span of video that I have to go through to make this documentary. Plus,
how many hours of video do you have to go through? Yeah,
it's a ton. And what's even crazier is I leave after Fuel Cleveland. I fly out to Macedonia, northern Macedonia, which is above Greece. My wife's family's all from over there on her mom's side, which I haven't met any of them. My wife last went there 20 years ago. When I first met her was when she came home. That day she came home, I met her, which was insane. So she hasn't been back to that country since. So we're flying out there. I will be there for 5 weeks, and I will leave Macedonia and fly directly to Bonneville. So it's going to be an epic August, September, and I'm looking forward to it. So, and I don't have to take photos while in Macedonia, but I probably will because there's so much history there.
I have an inkling of a feeling that you might take at least a couple photos while you're in Macedonia, especially since you're going to have all your equipment because you're going to go right to.
I told the guys, I said,
oh, guys, they're gonna bring it for you, yeah.
I was like, you guys need to take all that stuff in the van with you guys because like I can't fly with all of it, especially all the video equipment. I'm gonna take one of my big cameras with me, but there's no way I can take all that shit over.
All the video shit, yeah. Cool. Well, anything going on in the world of photography and video equipment that's like new shit that's like out that you're like fucking with that you think is cool? I've been kind of out of the loop on stuff, so I'm just asking for personal interest.
I've been a Canon dude forever, and I'm still Canon, but I've always had mirrored digital cameras, and I went mirrorless the last year. I got the new R5 mirrorless cameras, and not one, but I got 2. So that all the video, when I do double shots of like interviews and stuff, everything looks the same. Like
everything
matters, like color grading and the actual like digital megapixel 4K or 1080 or whatever you want to do, it's all going to look the same. Because what I was finding is I was shooting with a 5D Mark III, I believe it was, and then also that R5, and the R5 was just so much crisper. Even though it still was shooting in 1080, the video I was getting just dull photo or dull video from the Mark V. So I was like, we got to get another R5. And these cameras are so fast that, I mean, I could shoot 14, 15 frames a second. If I'm like riding next to somebody, I can just hold the trigger down. I don't like doing that because what we talked about with 3,000 shots going through all of them and having to pick the perfect one. I'd rather take one at a time, but the option's there. If something's really fucking fast, I have 15 frames a second, which is insane.
And then, one of them is going to be the one, right? Yeah, like that's awesome.
And that camera shoots 42 megapixel, so I could blow your nose up on a billboard. You know what I mean? It's so in depth. And I've been.
That should be the ad for the next year's fuel.
Just my nose.
Yeah, just blowing up.
Cleveland, what is that? A nose? I don't know.
Imagine what the pores would look like at a billboard size. You fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
it's gross. There's like little worms coming out of them.
Yeah, dude.
But those R5s though, I've been able to capture some real beautiful images in the like. I feel like my photography game is at an all-time high with those cameras. Like a lot of people say, it's the person, not the equipment. Like you can make magic with shitty equipment, which is true. But when you have the nice equipment and you have the skill and the knowledge of how long I've been doing this, like it's just elevated my shit to like the extreme. And Photoshop, I don't know if you've played with Photoshop or Lightroom, but the AI technology with like fixing little things is fucking insane.
I heard. Yeah, I haven't played with it, but I heard with a dude that does a lot of the graphics for me says, yeah, that there's a lot of like AI features now.
Yeah, like just today I was editing some dual engine shots and there was a Porta-John in the background. I just highlight it, hit generate, gone. See you later, Porta-John. And it's got like a tree that was normally would look like it was there. You know what I mean? Like it's it's always perfect. Like it makes no sense how good it is.
Yeah. That's wild. Which not to go down a whole different path with this, is scary because think about, we don't know what we're being shown on a day-to-day basis anymore, and what's real and what's been fucked with, right? Like to the naked eye, you probably can't tell anymore.
I bring up stuff to Kat about my wife about social media, like something I'll say like, "Oh, did you hear this happen?" And she's like, "Babe," and she'll like pull up 5 other things that it's fake and it was like messed up and like something. I'm like, I just don't believe social media anymore. I don't believe anything about it. I can't.
Social media. I don't believe the news. I don't believe anything.
I don't believe anything I look at anymore. Really.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah.
But I'm using AI for like just minor touch ups. I'm not like altering. I'm not altering people's state of mind or like changing their clothes or any of that stuff. Like I'm just trying to.
You're not putting lowbrow shirts on people.
No, like I'm just trying to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
There's always some annoying little like speck or something stupid, and it's made my life easier. Which so if AI could stay
at that level,
that level, that'd be great. But unfortunately, it's getting into robots that can eat people and fucking crazy shit. Like
it's funny, and a lot of people don't believe that. And it's like, go look it up. They literally have battle robots that are designed to eat organic material on the battlefield to recharge themselves. It's bananas, dude. Like, why would you make that? Like, it's Skynet, right? Like, that's wild.
Yeah, it's gonna be Terminator soon. I don't think anyone's watched Terminator in a while. They should all watch. You should all watch Terminator. Everyone that's listening, watch Terminator.
Yeah.
1 and 2. Judgment Day is my favorite. God, I love that.
I still like the OG one. But Judgment Day is good. There's a couple of them are good. It got a little,
I just like that. I love the T-1000. That character is just so great. And then who knew he's a motorcycle nut too? And president of the Boost Fighters. So
and he owns a Harley shop, or a Harley dealership and stuff. Yeah,
I haven't met him in person, but he followed me on the old Instagram, and I was like, oh shit, the T-1000's following me.
I got the Melty Terminator as a friend. Like,
no. And I don't get stoked on like who you follow or any of that shit, and I don't really care about movie stars or any of that stuff either too much. But like, I just thought it was funny. I was like, man, the T-1000's following me. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, dude. Yeah, it's wild, man. I can't wait to come out there, man. And it's been a while and see everybody and throw down, man.
You bringing a big crew or just one of your shop lackeys like last time?
I don't know. Like, so, was it the young kid that came with me?
Yeah, you called a young kid last time. You're like, he doesn't know what he's in for.
Designated driver, bro. Like it was cool. I got him in all the bars and everything. I was like, he's my designated driver now. That Adam's awesome, man. I think I have 2 people that work here at the shop, and they're that are coming, and they're both named Ryan. So I'm bringing the Ryans, like in
Ryan Square.
Yeah, one of them's like he handles the front of the house, and one is like is a tech in the back of the house. So I got front of the house Ryan and back of the house Ryan coming out, and we're just gonna throw down and have a good time. Like I got to get these guys out of the shop and get everyone remembering like that motorcycles are fun. You know what I mean? Because it's spring and summer. Like, well, we're in midsummer now. Like, shops get hectic out here, and then it dies in the winter. But so we're in that hectic season. So we all need to get out of the shop for a couple days and fucking let loose. So jump at death. Fuel.
Chop
4 o'clock in front of the Chopperhead booth.
Yeah.
Saturday, 4 o'clock. No,
Saturday, 4 o'clock. Jump mini bikes.
yeah. Mikey's gonna do a daredevil stunt. So come check it out.
I got you in a prime location. It's like as soon as you walk through the whole vendor village, you're like one of the last ones before you go in the motorcycle show. And if you started in the motorcycle show to go in the vendor village, you're the first one. So like you're like
thank you, bro.
you're in one of the best spots that we could possibly put you in. And like I said, you've been with us since the beginning, since the very first one with the radiators. So
that was awesome.
Remember when we were moving all those radiators? You were helping. Everyone was helping with the radiators. It was crazy.
Yeah. But it was weird. I still think one of my favorite ones was when it was at the BMX park.
That was my favorite.
I'm sure from a photographer standpoint and a show coordinator standpoint, that sucked. But as someone just walking through, and it's just, you kept going into different rooms and there's ramps and bikes everywhere. It was just bananas. Like it was interesting because it was way outside the norm. Like, you know what I mean?
It was very different. And I'm grateful for Rays. I love Rays. Rays, if you guys don't know, and if you are a BMX or mountain bike nerd, come to Cleveland, Ohio in the winter and ride Ray's Mountain Bike Park. It is the largest mountain bike park in the country inside. Like, I don't even know the square footage. I couldn't even tell you. Just look it up, Ray's MTB. It is humongous, and you will have so much fun. All the guys at Lowbrow that ride BMX and mountain bikes, they go every Tuesday during the winter and fall months. And it's a staple of Cleveland and a hidden gem that not a lot of people know about outside of Ohio. So if you like that kind of stuff, Two Wheels is Two Wheels. Definitely make sure to pay attention to Ray's Mountain Bike Park.
How far is the show outside of like Cleveland proper now?
It's about 25 minutes or so, depending on traffic, because it is in our national park and it's only two lane road, like one going each way. So if you get stuck behind a semi truck or something, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah. I'm just wondering. So no hooples.
Not this year. No, this is last year we did it. A lot of people were not complaining, but they're like, man, we went up to Cleveland, then we rode back in Cleveland and rode back. And this is like, that's not the part of motorcycling. Like you're supposed to
you want to ride around.
But people didn't want to stay up in Cleveland and have to go all the way in the morning to go to the show. And so we're just trying to make everything more centralized to the show. So Akron, Cuyahoga Falls is very close to that. So we're trying to keep everything kind of close. And I'm not going to change the name to Fuel Akron or anything like that, because it's not what it started as Fuel Cleveland. It'll stay as Fuel Cleveland. So absolutely,
man. Well, where can people find more information about the show? And I will for everyone that's driving, and you know, this will all be in the show notes, so you don't have to write it down. But
don't be texting and driving and putting in shit in your web browser. Just drive.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's fuelcleveland.com and all that, but like, give out all the information where people can find out about Lowbrow or stuff you got going on, or Fuel and everything.
Yeah, Fuel Cleveland. You can find us on Instagram. That's usually where we're most active. That's just at Fuel Cleveland. Your Facebook is at Fuel Cleveland as well. FuelCleveland.com has all the information you need about the show. If you want to bring your dog and you want to ask a question, it's all there. All the questions are there. There's a whole Q&A about what you can and can't do on the farm. There's no camping on the farm because it is a historical site. So do not plan on camping there. There is campgrounds, and we list them on the site as well. So that FuelCleveland.com is the Bible to all the fun you might have, and also the disappointments of expectations you might have. So FuelCleveland.com. Please check that out. For Lowbrow Customs, if you live under a rock or you're new to the motorcycle game, I mean, whatever it is, we have parts for all of your Sportster, Triumph, Big Twin needs. We have stuff to customize it or just keep it going. Lowbrowcustoms.com, at Lowbrow Customs on Instagram, at Lowbrow Customs on Facebook. We also have a pretty predominant YouTube channel like we were talking about earlier. Please check out youtube.com/Lowbrow Customs if you want to learn anything about how to do stuff on your motorcycle, or you're just wanting to know a review about a part or something like that. We have tons of reviews, and we also have world-class customer care and tech support. Todd Muller has been with us for over, I think, almost 14 or 15 years, and he is a Triumph nut. We call him the Triumph Wizard. He knows tons. Him and Truth talked a bunch about different Triumphs. And then also he answers questions via email and on the phone. So, you can call us anytime, 8 to 4 o'clock, Monday through Friday. So lowbrowcustoms.com, make sure to check that out. And if you're interested in any of my photography, even though I haven't done very much lately, foreverthechaoslife.com is my website. And you can find me at Mikey Revolt on Instagram.
And don't send him questions about the show on his Instagram page. Go to the show page first and read all the facts there. Like
it always happens no matter what. And even like the people we invite to the show, I'll get questions. Even I give them a whole invite with like every detail, and they'll ask a question that's in there, and I'll be like, please read over the email, but here's the answer anyway for you, because I'm
sure I might have done that once or twice in the past. Or
it's a lot of information, and I don't want to read a huge email either, but it's all there for that person and every person.
For that reason, yeah.
And I try to do that with fuelcleveland.com too. I try to give everyone all the information that you could possibly need to make your lives easier. So,
yeah. And but if you want to know where the tiki bar is, you better come with something good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's going to be privileged information.
Yeah, I'll find out the tiki bar and I'll just let you know. Okay.
All right. I'm not going to hang up here, but I'm going to end the recording. So just hold on 1 second here. And hey, dude, thank you for taking the time to come on again today. It's always fun to catch up. I know we'll hang out a little bit at the show, but I know time is limited because you are going to be pulled in 4,000 different directions at every given second.
I'm trying to hang out with everybody. I might just hang out at your booth all day. I don't know. If we're doing crazy shit, if we're doing shenanigans, I'm all about it. So
we'll try. We'll try. I don't want to push the envelope. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to get in trouble.
I got enough staff to help us out with everything, so I'm trying to take it easy, and like the setup process. Once it's set up, then the show doors open. That's it. Like I don't want to worry about it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. You're not gonna have to walk around with a walkie-talkie and be beholden to.
I just want to be. I want to be Warren Heyer of the world and Scott Johnson of the world. Once the sides open, they're good to go. Like they're like, we're done. I want to be that guy.
Absolutely, you're that guy. Like, and worst comes to worst, and you need to escape, I'll hide you. So just come find me, and we'll go to the tiki bar. All right. Hold on 1 second here, buddy.
I appreciate it, brother.